Hi, this is Chris Dorr. I'm your CEO with the Greater Portland Board of Realtors, and this is our very first monthly chat. And we have invited Denise Libby, who is the brand new CEO of Maine Listings. So we're just going to take a few minutes to talk to Denise today and find out what's going on and just convey a little bit more information for those of you who haven't really thought about all the benefits that are provided by being a realtor and being part of Maine Listings. So brand new on board, July 1st, right? So, is that correct?
It was actually the 14th, but yeah,
Okay.
close enough.
Yep. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
I know your history, but could you just let everybody know that you're not new to Maine Listings?
No. No, I started at Maine Listings back in 1995, and we essentially at that point in time were a startup company. And I came on board, we were a year in, but we had no membership to speak of, and we were doing books. At the time was the only service that we offered.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point in time I was the bookkeeper, and then went from a few years later, got into doing technology. So I was doing support and training, and then always overseeing the books. And I would attend board meetings and do all of that, and did that for a lot of years. I left for a brief amount of time and did some consulting work, which gave me all kinds of insight into a lot of businesses in the Portland area.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I came back. Kathy and I had kept in touch, who was a former CEO. And so one day we went to lunch, and here I am, the COO for the past 5 years, and just got promoted. So,
right. So they're in great shape still at Maine Listings, and it was a great transition. And I'm sure Kathy is very relieved that you are on board and carrying on her legacy.
yeah.
So we've been talking a lot lately about our new member orientations with our new realtor members and so forth, and a lot of them don't really know what Maine Listings does. They think about listing their property, but can you talk, briefly about some of the other things that are provided as a service?
Yeah, absolutely. Maine Listings is a very small building on Darling Avenue. That's where we function out of. We are very small staffed for a statewide MLS. We have 9 people on staff that handle more than, actually close to 7,000 people across the state is what we support. So people don't realize all the things that we do, but it's as an MLS, we're helping our members on a day-to-day basis set up their new offices. We're helping them add their users, delete users. We help them understand our rules and regulations. We are aggregating the data, and the data is what is most important. It needs to be good, clean data. So because it touches so many parts, so many industries in the state. I mean, when you think about it, we've got appraisers, we have real estate agents, we have contractors, various kinds of contractors that are going into homes. And this all comes out of the data that's produced and aggregated. So without that good data, people are not able to do their jobs effectively, because if the data is wrong, you're not going to know, where the house is exactly located, or, whether or not there's square footage below ground or square footage above ground. The appraisers need a lot of different information. So for us, getting that data and allowing it to be in one place with one MLS is what's hugely important, I think. And that definitely helps people to be just way more efficient in what they do.
I'm hearing when I go to national conferences that Maine is the envy there of many states, because there are very few states that only have one MLS for the whole state.
Right.
That is special, and it helps.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, Rhode Island was the first, and we were the second that became a statewide MLS. Yeah. So we'll be celebrating our 30th anniversary next year. So it's really exciting for us to think, and it's exciting for me to think that back then, when I started working for Maine Listings, I never pictured what it was going to be 30 years later.
And technology, obviously.
Absolutely. The technology, the service that we offer. I mean, we started just offering the books, and now we offer more than 23 products and services. So we've just come a long way, for
Now,
sure.
the latest is Rental Beast, kind of the
Yes.
latest edition. So a lot of people aren't aware of this. If you could just chat about that really quickly.
Yeah, Rental Bees, we put that in because we knew it was an underserved market. So we worked really hard. It was a 2-year labor of love, we like to call it, because it took us a very long time. It's in the state of Maine, there is no structure, there's no legal structure for rentals in the state of Maine. So without that in place, we had to be really careful about how we put it in. We didn't want any liability on our members that we didn't foresee. So it did take a long time to find the right partner, but also to make sure that we were implementing something that was going to be helpful, but not detrimental.
So if one of our members wants to list a property on Rental Beast, they just, it's self-explanatory.
Yep, they have a whole university piece built right in, which will, when they take those tutorials, it'll walk them through start to finish on how to do the rental business.
Excellent.
So any questions that they have are typically answered right out of that university, which has been phenomenal.
Great. Shifting gears a little bit, we're all talking about, the economic climate and the real estate industry, and just curious to what your thoughts are about what our lives are going to be like in the next year. It's part opinion and part observation, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I used to say I don't have a crystal ball, but I actually have one now. I got that as part of my onboarding for the new position, but it's really hard to say. I mean, I think as far as the MLS goes, there's always going to be a need for the MLS in one shape or form. Even with the legal landscape that's out there, somebody needs to aggregate the data, somebody needs to clean the data. So it's used in so many places. I mean, it's also used, the towns and banks and things are using that data. So it's not like the MLS will go away. I think it's going to morph somewhat. But then again, we have been morphing over the years, and what we offer has been changing based on the industry.
And the times.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So again, hard to say what it'll really look like, but I definitely see that it will be changing.
It'll be changing. Yeah. We go by day, and week by week, and month by month, and see what happens.
Yeah.
We've been seeing and hearing. I hear a lot from our members. Sometimes it's once a week about some of the scams that are out there, and there's been a lot throughout the state and in our jurisdiction for the Greater Portland Board. They have people pretending to sell land that belongs to someone else, and if you let it get far enough along and you're busy and you think, oh wow, here's a potential sale, here's some business, and people are getting scammed, and it's actually really happening. Forewarn has been out there a lot. We're kind of on an informal campaign to get 100% of our members using Forewarn. We've always focused on the personal safety piece of it, but it can also help with this as well, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love that you're on that campaign.
Yeah, it's informal.
Like be in the same court.
Right.
Yeah, because we've been pushing for that since we implemented it. And yeah, because it is an agent safety tool, and it is to make sure that as many people as possible in our membership know about it and how to use it. It's really quick and easy to get set up. And the thing is, with the scams that are going on, I think people, when you get into a routine of how you do your business, you just don't think about what bad things could happen. And I think it's really important that we slow down just a bit and take a look at what those things could be. And Forewarn is definitely a great tool to at least get you started. It may not be the be all end all of everything, but it's an awesome tool that's part of your membership that you can look someone up. You can verify that the phone number that somebody called you on is the same phone number that you're seeing in Forewarn, that when you call the number back that you see in Forewarn, find out if it's the person who called you, see if it's really that person who wants to sell either a piece of land or a property. I mean, to me, the scary thing is when somebody gets to the closing table, and we've heard this a couple times now.
Yeah.
We could see this traveling across the country, slowly making it up to Maine, and it's now here, and it's rampant. I mean,
It is rampant.
we've
It is.
seen
Yeah.
so many, and we've had so many calls, and I think it's really, really important that when you have a tool like Forewarned, to go ahead and use it. Don't be afraid. And I think, there's going to be times where it's going to get you out of hot water.
And if you ever have any question on any of the services or any of the apps, you definitely can call Maine Listings and ask. I mean, they're more than happy to help, and I know that. And that information is, of course, on the website, and you can Google that as well.
Yep.
So my final question that we're going to be asking everybody is, what is one fun thing that you're willing to share about Denise Libby?
Oh, geez. I don't know how fun it is, but I know on my downtime, whenever I have any opportunity, I am going to be at the beach. So that is my happy place. That is where I love to spend time when I'm not working. I love to be there with my family, and what better place in the state of Maine to do that?
We're all so fortunate to be in the state of Maine and
Right.
be able to go to the beach or go to the mountains whenever we want, and
Yep.
and take a break.
Yeah.
Right.
The older I get, the more I realize how much how fortunate I am to live in this state.
All of us. So, well, there you go, Denise Libby, new CEO of Maine Listings, and we'll come back again next month. We have lined up Yvonne Meyer, who's our Realtor of the Year for 2023. So stay tuned.